Good evening and welcome to the Bryan City Council meeting for Monday, May 15th, 2023. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and we'll start the evening off with our agenda and the approval of the minutes for the May 1st, 2023 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mary,
Yeah.
Judy,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rick.
Yes. Second item is a hearing of public concerns. Mr. Cox? Please state your name.
Okay, Steve Cox, Huntington Drive. There have been rumors circulating in my area, the Eastland Estates, with respect to when and how a resurfacing of Huntington Drive and the environment are going to occur. We've heard everything from a definite next summer, also the fact that there seem to be two different plans for that are circulating. One involves going through a field to the south and coming up, et cetera, and doing it. And one is just the resurfacing chip and seal type fixing. And the city engineer was kind enough to return a call Friday. And in our discussion, and after one of those, oh gee, I wish I would have asked him that question while we were on the phone type thing. He mentioned that there definitely was not a plan for next summer for the repair work. Obviously, from our point of view, the residents' point of view, that we would appreciate the notice of saying, okay, this is when it's going to happen. And I realize there's a number of things that can change that timing. The other thing was that he had mentioned was that in the interim between and the repaving, there was going to have to be maintenance done on the roads. I certainly hope it's not the tar and gravel method that was used before, because that's been nothing but problems. And I would hate to see the city throw good money after bad on that. That just didn't work. Again, putting Band-Aids on incisions and hoping to grow. So basically, I'm requesting that there be some official announcement as far as at least a tentative schedule on what sections of the city are going to get road work. That way everybody knows, okay, we get it this year and it's going to have to last 7 years or whatever, or we'll get it in 3 or 4 years, whatever.
Part of that was discussed a week ago or a meeting ago or 2 meetings, because I know we're doing South this year. They're also doing some repairs on Lynn Street, I believe, isn't it? And there was one other one. What am I missing?
Well, we have the sidewalks going down Markey and...
Yes, the sidewalks. So I know that that's the 3 that we're going to have done this year. And I don't think he goes too much out beyond a year at a time.
Okay.
So...
I can understand that.
Okay.
And again, there are things that crop up that mess up your plans.
Yes.
In speaking with some of the residents, to a person, they all had no desire whatsoever to have curbs installed in that area. An example, during Easter, a number of families had the remaining outlying family members there, and being able to just drive up on the front lawn, park your car and have it out of the way of the road, et cetera, was a convenience for everybody on the street.
Well, I think when it comes time, that's something he'll probably take into consideration.
Okay.
So,
But again, if council or whoever has to do it could put a tentative schedule out, is, I know you've announced sometimes you're going to repave the west end or the north end. Again,
So-
something like that to,
Mr. Cox, just to answer, we only go a year out in that planning. So if you're looking for a 7-year plan and you're one of those 7 years, we don't have that for you.
Okay.
That's not a practice that we take. This whole thing is vetted through a budget committee in November, and there are other priorities in the community based on travel. There are a lot more streets that are traveled more frequently
Yeah.
than Huntington Drive, and I
that's
think you can
actually
agree
one
to
of the
that.
things that I like about that, Huntington Drive.
So with that being said, I do think that the only thing that we will be doing for maintenance is the Durapatcher. Is that correct, Mr. Ingstrom? At this summer?
I don't know whether we're gonna go out there, but
Okay. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Seeing no other public concerns, then we'll move on to the clerk treasurer's report.
Prior to the meeting, I distributed the clerk treasurer's report for the month ending April 30th. It's all been signed, and I've had it returned already.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Jim?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Judy?
yes.
Rick?
Yes. Okay. Item number 4 is an ordinance. John, would you please number and read?
Ordinance number 22, 2023. An ordinance approving the collective bargaining agreement between the International Union of Police Associations and the City of Bryan governing dispatchers in the Bryan Police Department.
Council, you have been presented with a master agreement between the City of Bryan and IUPA for the dispatcher's contract that would go into effect April 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2026. I would certainly like to thank the negotiation team, which was Ms. Jaris, Mr. Betts, Chief Roski, Captain Mendez, Pat Buda, myself, and Mark Fischel, as well as the IUPA representatives. We actually had I think, a really good foundation for this contract and knew where we needed to go, and were able to negotiate very peacefully and in a timely manner. There are no questions on what it is that you vote. That's what it is.
I'll motion to suspend.
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Move to approve?
Second.
Judy?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes. Item number 5 is a resolution. John, please number and read.
Resolution number 36, 2023, a resolution to accept a $15,000 donation from Bard Manufacturing Company to the Parks and Recreation Department for the Mac Powell concert at the Fountain City Amphitheater on June 3rd, 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As John stated, this donation is to put on Mac Powell out at the Fountain City Amphitheater. Bard Manufacturing will be the sole sponsor for that concert. So this money will eventually be appropriated into the Fountain City Amphitheater line item, and will pay for the Mac Powell concert coming up on June 3rd.
What kind of music? I'm not familiar with Mac.
He was a Christian artist to start with, and then released a solo country album. So he's a little bit of both.
Okay.
But I've heard a lot of great things about him. I've not listened to him much myself, but it seems to be a super popular pick to bring to Bryan. So we're really excited to have him.
Good. Nice.
And
Good.
glad Bards can be part of it.
I'll move to suspend?
Second.
Judy?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes. Next item is a resolution. John, please number and read.
Resolution number 37, 2023. The resolution to accept a $10,000 donation from Spangler Candy Company to the Parks and Recreation Department for the Rockland Road concert at the Fountain City Amphitheater on June 24th, 2023.
Just as John said, $10,000 donation from Spangler Candy Company to be the sole provider for Rockland Road. That will be the night of the fireworks and the day in the park out there on June 24th. They are a country pop band, kind of like the Oak Ridge Boys. It's all family. There's 6 of them. So again, really excited to work with Spangler and have Rockland Road in for the day in the park festivities, followed by the fireworks.
I'll move to suspend.
I'll second.
Jim? John?
Yes.
John? Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'll move to approve.
And I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Names that start with J. John.
Well, you can tell Jim and I apart because I'm both more intelligent and much more handsome.
Wow.
Wow.
Get your
If you
feet up.
don't look up, you'll never know. Just kidding, Jen.
He's the one
don't
that's
even look
coughing.
up.
You're
All
doing
good.
fine. You're doing fine.
It's kind of a tongue twister, though.
You could have said that you have more hair than Jim.
Yeah.
Would have said
Well, you did
Barely.
that.
I don't bring up hair.
Only on top.
All right, item number 7 is an employee status change. Mayor?
Council, you have presented with 2 wage status merit increases, one for Ben Dominic, our Director of Parks and Recreation, and one for Bryan Wheeland, our City Engineer. I would like to note Bryan Wheeland is only on the city pay, not a portion from BMU. The criteria that was set was over 15 years within that department as the manager, as well as a bachelor's degree in education and at least 1 cost-saving program grant during the last fiscal year. As noted, the Parks Department has been managing several new park spaces and continues to seek an increase in grant funding, which Mr. Dominic and his department has been successful in doing multiple years in a row. And then Mr. Wheeland again has increased his grant funding, streets, sewers, etc. So it is your choice if you want to approve these or vote on these with 1 motion or 2. But I would ask that you approve both of these
Works fine with
increases.
me. I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
For both, sorry.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, that completes our agenda for this evening, so we'll go around the room, see if any of the department heads have anything further. We'll start with Chief Rusky. Fire.
I'd just like to say thanks to the BWC. We received our hydraulic tools this last week and had a chance to practice with them in service this week.
All right, thank you. Street Department. Parks. Wastewater. Okay, we'll start down here with Mr. Betts.
Yes, along with the motion to agree to the merit wage increase, I'd like to make a request. Though council established some initial management merit wage increase criteria that the mayor just went over, I would like to request that the City Council Wage Committee, along with the mayor, clerk treasurer, and city attorney, meet within the next few months and draft further criteria for the City of Bryan's management staff for both a merit wage, which is a more permanent, obviously, increase, versus a bonus increase, which is typically more temporary in nature. The intent should be to have a completed acceptable criteria passed by council prior to January 1st, 2024. The format is to apply in a non-arbitrary manner to city administration, management staff in order to recognize and reward above and beyond performance expectations established within the department head's job description. If this needs or wants to be applied to other non-union city employees, you need to determine what specific positions, why, and what is their criteria, which would need to be established. Possible examples of merit, manager, administrative, department head, merit wage and/or bonus criteria would be things like the manager has been in their present position no less than 2 years. These are just examples. You can add the number of years, you can add whatever you want or delete. But as an example, manager has been in their present position no less than 2 years. Manager's last 2 annual evals indicate an overall rating as above average with no individual job duties rated below average. There has been no written reprimands for the past 5 years in any of the city's positions that they've held, and no verbal reprimands the past year in their current positions. The employee must have shown specific above and beyond service of their current job description the past fiscal year without having received any compensation. For example, this can include substantially increasing department revenue and/or decreasing department expenses due to innovative ideas they generated while maintaining city services. It can also include taking on additional duties/projects without accompanying decreases in their duties. The merit wage bonus is not to exceed a certain percent can be established, and the merit wage or one-time bonus expense increase must be within the department's budget and agreed to by the mayor prior to being brought before council for final approval. This is obviously I read because it's written up. And it's up to the wage committee, Rick and Jim, if they want to look at this request and so establish. I personally think it's a good idea to have further criteria for the future so everyone kind of knows general guidelines and outlines as to what we're looking for. That's what this request is. Beyond that, I'd like to thank the dispatchers for a very professional, congenial, and fruitful initial contract negotiations. By the way, Judy did an excellent job. Bards and Spanglers for their continued investment, always, seems to me, in my entire lifetime, continued investment in all aspects of Bryan's growth and community. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and for all of that information. Appreciate that. Jim?
Sure. Thanks, John, for, setting some guidelines, I guess, at this point. I look forward to working with Rick on this and see what we come up with. I'd also like to thank the Bard Manufacturing Company and Spanglers for their donations. Ben, are you guys getting these concerts, or are they reaching out and getting these concerts? Perfect. Great job. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Mary?
I'd like to thank Bard and Spangler Candy as well for their donations. I also want to remind everyone that Thursday night's the Chocolate Walk, and then Saturday is the Spring Fling. So we got a lot going on uptown this coming weekend. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to say congratulations to Tom White on his retirement. I would like to also thank Spanglers and Bards for their donations for the concerts this summer. I would also like to say congratulations to all the graduates this year, and also everybody have a safe Memorial Day.
All right, thank you. John, do you have anything that you would like to add? Pat, did you have?
No, just working away, getting things transferred over to John, so.
What are you smiling about? That's what I want to know.
It's the big time.
Mayor?
Yes, there will be a Community Memorial Day ceremony on Monday, Memorial Day. Lineup will be at the Goodwill parking lot at 9 a.m. The procession for the parade to Fountain Grove Cemetery will start at 9:15. And I would also like to congratulate the Bryan City Tree Commission, April Smith, and the Parks Department, and Mr. Dominic. I was able to attend a Tree City USA award ceremony and nice luncheon that the City of Waseon put on, and joined April and several of the Tree Commission members. And Bryan proudly received their Tree City USA award again, and also the Growth Award. So we're very proud of the work that they do together collaboratively. It's April and Ben and Cindy do a lot of the work, but also there's a collaboration of volunteers that handle Arbor Day and tree bagging and planting of trees. And, if you happen to see any of our tree commission members, or Cindy or April or Ben or Bruce or any of the Parks Department people, please do thank them for that, because there's a lot of criteria they have to meet to continue to get that annual award. Did I cover everybody, Mr. Dominic? All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I just want to reiterate a lot of what's already been said. Thank you to everybody that was involved with the negotiations for the dispatchers. My ongoing thank you to Bard and Spangler Candy Company for their support of the city of Bryan. We couldn't do a lot of the things in our city without their ongoing support. Wanted to tell Ben that I love the sign out at the park. That thing is wonderful to see what's going on. The picture of the ball diamonds is great, and it reminded me it was Mother's Day out there, so that was helpful. Thank you. A couple of things. One, I want to thank or congratulate the graduates. I'm not, for the first time in a while, I will not be speaking at the graduation, so I can't congratulate them then. So I just want to make sure that they are congratulated on completing a long, hard trek through high school, and good luck with everything in their future. And the last thing that I want to mention is at my work at Fort County, someone from another community was in town, and they came to me and said, you know, I just love Bryan. When I go to Bryan, I just feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. And to me, that is one of the best compliments that anybody could make of our community. So I think that speaks highly of all of you that are sitting here this evening, that we have a wonderful, wonderful town. So with that, I would entertain a motion to go to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Yes.